Snow White in 1937 was the film that Disney hung all of his hopes and dreams on. And when the film was a smashing success, it launched the brand that so many of us know and grew up on. Somehow, Disney's greatest publicity turned into its most vicious curse in the space of just a few years. A film that was plagued with leaks, bad publicity, actresses who chose to use their platforms for political motivation and to smear the film that they were remaking, and you had a recipe that all but sealed the deal that audiences would walk away dissatisfied and it would inevitably end up losing money. Now, we do need to clarify here that this is not going to refer to Star Wars or Marvel in any way. Those are their own beast and they have their own problems. We're talking about specifically Disney's live action films and the princess movies. So how do we get here? To explain this, I'm going to take a quick look at some of the past live action remakes, how they did, and the amount of money that they made. Starting off with Cinderella, that film made $542 million. It got 84% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, and it had a 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb. Beauty and the Beast got $1.356 billion, a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb. Jungle Book, which was the live-action version, made $967 million, had a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb. Lion King made $1.662 billion, had a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes, and had a 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb. Aladdin made $1.097 billion, had a 57% on Rotten Tomatoes, and got 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb. And The Little Mermaid made $569 million, had a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, and had a 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb. I'm not going to talk about Dumbo, Mulan, or Mufasa because I believe that the data is too muddy to clearly talk about any of those films for various reasons, but we are going to talk about that like button and how you should smash it right now. So Snow White bombed at the box office. In 7 weeks, the film has barely managed to scrape past $200 million, with the film having a reported budget at $240 million, most likely more, and the studio spending probably about $100 million on marketing. The film is looking to lose Disney at least $140 million. The reception by people who went and watched the movie has been lackluster, to say the least. The film got a B+ cinema score rating, a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.5 on Letterboxd, and a truly abysmal score of 1.6 out of 10 on IMDb. I think those are numbers that Disney simply can't ignore, and the result of this is that insiders at Disney have said that Disney abruptly halted any production on their live-action version of Tangled. Now, the live-action versions of Lilo and Stitch as well as Moana are both on their way, and I think that the profitability of these movies could swing Disney's mood back on the production of live-action versions of movies. Again, we will just have to see. But I'm happy to see Snow White fail. It needs to be a lesson for studios that you can't simply walk over the classic movies that you've created that fans love, change it into some Frankenstein version of itself, and then expect audiences to just lay down and take it. That's not how it works. And only time will tell, obviously, if Disney is going to take anything away from the performance of Snow White and if they'll make changes. Supposedly, Disney is planning to go back to a more 2D drawing style for some of their animated films, which I think is phenomenal. Like, bring the studio back to what made it great in the first place and continue doing that, continue innovating there, and continue making good movies there. So what do you think? Is Disney going to take away anything from this and make some changes? Or are they going to plow forward with more live action remakes and ignore what the fans are trying to tell them? Thank you guys so much for watching. Only about 2% of people who watch my videos are subscribed. So if you could do me a favor and subscribe, I would be super grateful. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. That's just my goal. Thank you guys so much. I will see you in the next video.